Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 406 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. I'm so grateful for you. Yeah, you, the one listening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I'm happy to be here with you. We're in the minority of people who want to be aware of our thoughts, and also the minority of people who know that we're the creators of our own reality. So we might as well make it a good one, right? So what are you doing to make your reality a good one? All the things: eating nutritious foods, watching what you allow into your mind, getting movement wherever you can. It is within our power to create a life that's full of joy. I hope you always remember that. So I was doing yoga this morning, and Kinsey, one of my yoga instructors, said that music is the space between the notes. Now, that's a quote by a French composer, Claude Debussy. For the record, I had to look up how to pronounce his name. I love the feature of the internet where it lets you do that. If you don't know how to pronounce something, you just search how to pronounce it, and you'll find audio recordings that will show you. It's very cool. Anyway, that thought that the music is the space between the notes resonated, but I didn't really understand what it meant. So, of course, I had to go research it and do a little research on my own. There are different interpretations, of course. That's what makes the world go round. But in theory, the spaces before or after the notes give the notes a chance to settle in, or it gives you a chance to get excited for the next note. The space between the notes enhances the notes itself. In other words, the silence makes it better. Okay, that I get. I am a self-proclaimed minimalist. Actually, I would say I'm a middle-of-the-road minimalist, not a complete minimalist. So I get that. Having a little bit of empty space allows for so much enjoyment. And this can apply everywhere. Have you ever been in the middle of an event, maybe a work event or a party, and you just step outside for a little breather just to clear your head and have a little silence before you head back in? It's not that you weren't enjoying yourself. It's just that we all need a little break, sometimes in the middle. And then when we go back, we're refreshed. Maybe you get that when you're leaving work. You had a chaotic day and you're looking forward to the drive home all alone. That's your pause before you get home. And you know that the notes, so to speak, will start again because you have family waiting for you. So how you handle that car ride can be all the difference in the world. If you listen to chaotic music, or maybe you're getting an earful on the phone with someone going through drama, or worse, you listen to talk radio or the news all the time, you're not allowing yourself that space to just be, to have that much needed silence. So we have a party at our house every single year. There are a lot of people, and it is so much fun, but it can be really chaotic, which I love. So this year I had my alarm set for 7 o'clock, which is during our party, because that's when Kinsey, my Yorkie, needs her medication. So at 7, I run upstairs, leaving the party downstairs just for a few minutes while I give Kinsey her medicine. And when I closed the door to the room she was in, it was so silent. And I thought, wow, just a little breather feels so good. And then, of course, I go right back downstairs and rejoin the party. So I needed that little breather, that little space, and I didn't even realize it. And then a friend of mine she's got 2 precious little boys. Now, they're a little rowdy, according to her. She was also at our party, and now they had a babysitter for the boys, so this was a night out for them. Now, at one point in the party, I noticed she has pulled a chair up to our fireplaces and is kind of sitting there relaxed, but she was alone, and she's a pretty social girl. And so I thought, I'm going to go chat with her. I never want anyone to feel left out, especially at my house. And so I walk over to her, and I was like, what are you doing over here? And she basically said, I'm in heaven right now. I don't have any kids crawling on me, no dog licking my face. No one needs anything from me, and I'm just sitting here enjoying this moment. I laughed because now here I am coming into her little Zen moment because I was worried she wasn't having fun, and here she is in heaven. I realized quickly that every single one of us has a different need for space, just a little space. She wasn't not enjoying the party. She was just giving herself a little breather because she also knows that in a couple hours, she's going to be picking the boys up from grandma's house. And they were probably going to be full of sugar and ready to go. Not to bed, like to go. You gotta love it. So I love that she was taking that moment right in the middle of a party. Perfect. Totally perfect. Now, my friend, she deserved that little breather by the fireplace, and it was self-care for her to do that. You may need the breather in the car drive from the chaos of work to the chaos of home. You may need that breather. On the thought of home, I read an article recently on missminimalist.com where she said, think of every possession, every activity, every moment of your life as a note in your symphony. When a musician composes a song, he doesn't fill it with as many notes as possible. Instead, he carefully chooses just enough to make a pleasing melody. She goes on to say, we can do the same in our homes and our lives. Instead of accumulating as many possessions as we can or taking on as many tasks as our schedules allow, we can exercise some creative restraint. I mean, we're curators of our lives, right? And what we leave out of them is as significant as what we include. That's huge. It's not only what we include that matters, it's also what we don't allow in. We don't have to say yes to every invite. We don't have to fill every wall with art. We don't have to be exasperated every time we walk into our closet. I say that because I try to cool my closet as much as possible. I love clothes and shoes. That's one thing I do have to admit. Now, our closet isn't very big, so I've got to be choosy with what I keep. But I notice that I still feel like it seems cluttered. I walked into my closet the other day and I felt super frustrated because there are so many things in there that I really don't wear. And it makes it where I have trouble seeing the things I want to wear or that I do wear. So because of this episode and doing it, I'm going to create space in my closet to let the things I do wear have space by eliminating the things I don't wear. And I know that that's going to be so, it'll bring me so much peace. But we want to hang on to things because what if, right? What if I decide I want to wear it again? What if I miss it? But that's too much baggage in your head. It is so freeing to let go of things that don't bring you joy anymore. It gives the things that do bring you joy the ability to be a little more visible. Remember, the things we leave out or let go of are as significant as the things we choose to include or keep. They both matter. That's why it's so important to allow yourself to be the curator of your own life. So often we worry, well, my friend gave me this, or my mom gave me this when she redid her house. So your mom didn't want it, but you have to keep it forever. Where's the self-love in that? I've said this before and I mean it. If anything, doesn't bring you joy, you've got to let it go. Someone else could be looking for that exact thing and now it brings them joy to have it. Don't deprive them of that. So how about our thoughts? It wouldn't be a wildly successful lifestyle episode if I didn't talk about mindset, right? That seems to be my pattern. But this is a huge area where space can give us respite. Our thoughts, our head, our mind. Man, it causes a lot of problems, doesn't it? Is there something you're hanging on to in your head that keeps you from being able to experience joy in the way you're meant to? Maybe someone said something or did something that you just can't let go of. And now it's affecting and infecting every area of your life because you can't stop thinking about it. And even when you do stop thinking about it, it's there in the back of your mind ready to pop up at any hint that reminds you of it, which brings back all those feelings of sadness or anger all over again. How would you feel if you were able to free that thought from your head? What joy is being blocked because of the clutter of that thought? And let's be clear, it is a thought because the thing that was said or the thing that was done, it's in the past. It's hurting you now because you won't let it go. It only exists in your mind because it's over. It can't hurt you unless you think about it. Now, I'm not talking about shoving it down or avoiding the pain. This is once you've done the work to feel through the pain of what happened or once you've forgiven the person for what they said or did. It's about realizing that thought, it's blocking you from finding joy in that moment. Don't give it that power. How can you free up that space in your head so that the next time something reminds you of it, you just simply tell yourself, that thought has no power over me anymore. I'm bigger than that thought. That's a really powerful statement. I'm considering doing an episode on it alone. So try that thought, though. That thought has no power over me anymore. Now that frees up a lot of space in your head. Our lives are going to have chaos, but if it's just all chaos, then we literally drive ourselves crazy. So where do you need to free up space? Is it in your closet? Is it in your car? Is it in your friend group, your family? Maybe it's in your head. We all have an area that we know in the back of our mind we need to free up a little space. So yeah, I need space, and so do you. Of course we do. We weren't meant to be constantly overwhelmed or burdened. So what's one thing you can do that gives you a little pause within the chaos in whatever area that's feeling overwhelming? How can you find the space between the notes of the symphony that's your life so that the moments that we want to enjoy aren't blocked by the ones we should have let go a long time ago? My challenge to you this week is to let go of one thing you've been holding on to that isn't serving you and you know it. Drop it like a hot potato. I think you'll be surprised at what that freed up space allows you to see. Share this with 3 people who might need some space. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.